Your neighbors in the ArkLaMiss are weighing in as Louisiana's heartbeat law moves closer to passage. The night team's Chelsea Jones looks at the battle of rights of the unborn and of the mother's right to choose.
Gordon, most people I spoke with say abortion should be outlawed in Louisiana like we've seen in Alabama and now Mississippi. State lawmakers such as Monroe's Katrina Jackson say Louisiana has always fought for life, and that's what they'll continue to do. Laws restricting or banning abortions, reducing or eliminating a woman's court-decided right to choose. Here in the ArkLaMiss, people stand on both sides.
I think abortion is unnecessary if you have all the support. And the baby is a human with a life and a soul, and I think that this law would give it a chance and a right to life.
Alabama has brought the abortion battle back to the forefront by outlawing it completely, unless the woman's life is at risk. In Mississippi, abortions are illegal if a heartbeat can be detected, which can be seen as early as 6 weeks.
I think the Roe versus Wade should be upheld.
Al Peterson says he doesn't believe in having abortions just for the sake of having one. But in cases of incest or rape, he believes women should have the right to choose because it could put the woman's health at risk.
It's going to push her back into making decisions that we saw back in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s.
On the other end of the spectrum, Aaron Sharplin believes with support, even in extenuating circumstances like rape or incest, women should protect the life of the unborn.
It gives her a chance to see a different choice, which would be adoption.
State lawmakers say it's a true bipartisan effort as Louisiana has always sought to protect life. Representative Katrina Jackson says regardless of Roe versus Wade, Louisiana will always be pro-life.
Someone chose you, someone chose me, someone chose these ladies standing here today, and we're fighting for them to choose others because you would have wanted us to fight for you.
Governor John Bel Edwards says he'll sign Louisiana's fetal heartbeat bill if it passes the House. We may see as early as this week if the Supreme Court will hear challenges to one of the new abortion bills. In the studio, Chelsea Jones, NBC 10, your local news leader.